Hey, so I just woke up, was feeling super grateful for you. I was also feeling super exhausted, but I did some push-ups, took a shower, hair's still wet. Anyways, now I'm ready and excited for the day. I want to extend the gratitude to you and invite you to extend it to other people and other things in your life. But as a way to show my gratitude, I wanted to make a little video in After Effects for you. I'm going to go through a small project and I'm going to invite you, or encourage you rather, to watch this video a few times because it's going to be jam-packed full of shortcuts that will make your life easier in After Effects. It will make After Effects feel like an extension of your hands rather than just a tool you're punching buttons around. So let's jump right in there. I want to help you out. You'll thank me if you watch this several times and get more used to all the things that I'm doing in it. All right, not going to take long, but let's jump right in. So when you're in After Effects, you're often going to need a new composition. So hit Command N to bring up a new composition. This brings up composition settings. Call this whatever you'd like. Just make sure if you don't know what you're doing, you just probably want to go with HD TV 1080-24. That's very standard. And say OK. Wait, how long is this composition? Is it 15 seconds? Oh no, I only need it to be 10. No problem. We're going to hit Command K. That brings back our composition settings, and you can change this to 10 seconds. Awesome. Say OK, this changes our timeline. Now we need a background color. If you don't have one, this is going to render out black. So we're going to hit Command Y to bring up the solid settings. Let's go ahead and change this to whatever you want. Medium gray, I like it. Now make sure you hit Make Comp Size button, and this will make sure that the solid is the exact same size as your composition, and say OK. Boom. Now we want to create a shape. You know, in After Effects, you create shapes quite frequently. So hit the Q key. This will bring up the shape layer here. And if you hit Q again, it toggles through all of these shapes. You've got a square, a rounded rectangle, an ellipse, whatever this is, polygon tool, because you can make different polygon shapes, or a star. So let's just go ahead and use a rectangle for this example. We're going to drag our thing out here. But now we have a problem because the anchor point is not in the middle. And we want this to maybe rotate around like a square wheel. So click off of the layer, click back on, hit the letter Y, and now just drag that anchor point to the middle and hold Command, and it'll snap to the middle. Or it can snap to the corner or the top, whatever it is. Boom. Now I'm going to show you some keyboard shortcuts to move the playhead along the timeline. This is awesome. Hit the Command key and then right arrow or left arrow to move one frame at a time. Now if you want to do it even faster, you can hold Command and hit Shift. This is kind of a multiplier. It moves it by 10 frames, left and right, by hitting that right arrow and the left arrow. Now we're going to add some keyframes to this layer with keyboard shortcuts. Now you probably know that if you hit P, it brings up the position. But did you know that if you hit Alt P, it gives you a keyframe, which is awesome. So now we can move ahead maybe 20 frames. You remember how to do this? Command Shift right arrow twice. That'll move it up 20 frames. Now we can just drag this across the screen. You can even change the path of that position change. And this moves across the screen, kind of neat, but it doesn't look great yet. We're going to want to select these keyframes and hit F9, another shortcut. This is going to give you an easy ease, which makes that motion smooth. And that's awesome. Now we have another problem. Thanks, After Effects, so many problems to solve. Luckily, there's a keyboard shortcut. You don't want this playhead to just keep moving forever while it's doing nothing. You want to be able to watch this loop back and forth. So once the playhead is out here a little ways, hit N, the letter N. That means end. B will move this work area to wherever your playhead is. And N will move the end to wherever the playhead is, which is awesome. So now hit the space bar and it'll just keep playing through this so you can check it out, see if it's looking good. Okay, now look at this, shape layer 1. That's not very helpful. We want to have a more descriptive name. So instead of right clicking and going down here to rename, you can just use this little keyboard shortcut indicator, the enter button, hit return, and then just name this white box or whatever it is. All right, now what if we wanted to change the opacity, but we didn't necessarily want to lose the position? We wanted to see position and opacity on here at the same time. Well, if you just hit T for opacity, that gets rid of the position. But watch this. If you hit Shift P, that brings position back. It adds the position in there. You can hit Shift S, that adds the scale property. That is a pretty sweet keyboard shortcut. Well, now let's say you only want to see the property that has keyframes. So if this is closed and you're like, what keyframes have I set? Just hit the U key and it'll just bring up the properties that have keyframes. Awesome. So now you've learned, I don't even know how many, a lot of keyboard shortcuts. Watch this video multiple times. I recommend it highly because you'll be learning something new each time you watch it for a while, because there's a lot of stuff in here, but you're going to use them all the time. And the more you learn these keyboard shortcuts, the faster you're going to be with animation, and the less you'll be thinking about the tools, and the more you'll just be making really cool animations. So I highly recommend that. Get used to these keyboard shortcuts. They're awesome. You're awesome. I'm grateful for you. Go make something move.